Hey everyone, welcome. It is Thursday, July 13th. I'm Joe Dunbar with Starin. We've got our town hall today with special guests, Logitech. We've got Mike Freibrun here from Logitech. Mike, thanks so much for joining us.
You're welcome.
We're happy to have you here today. A lot of exciting stuff to talk about. I want to give everybody here, I'm just going to I want to give people a couple more minutes to kind of start getting in. They're piling in now. Here we go. All right, well, we're going to get started. People can jump in here and pick up. Like I said, I'm Joe Dunbar with Starin. I work on our services and engineering team here, and I'm really excited to be hosting this town hall with our good friends over at Logitech. Certainly a brand that really needs no introduction. I'm really excited today, and Mike, I'm trying not to steal your thunder.
You can go for it.
There's so many new products that were talked about. You guys launched a bunch of new stuff leading into and at InfoComm. So I'm sure everyone here is going to have questions about those things that we're going to want to talk about. I know you've got some slides prepared for us, and I'm excited to see everything you have. Before I turn it over to you, just a couple of housekeeping things. We do a drawing at the end of this session for a $50 Amazon gift card. So stick around and please engage with us and make sure you stick around for that. I do my best to make sure that we keep everybody engaged here. Mike, I know we talked about this going in. We've got some content prepared to show everybody and some things we want to talk about, but really we're here for y'all. So if you have questions, please throw them in the Q&A. As we're going along, we will do our best to answer them here live if we can. And as long as, they kind of fit into the conversation, I'll answer them in the chat if applicable. And if we can't get to them, we'll certainly make a list of them and then follow up afterwards to make sure that we get you guys the information you're looking for. So please, any questions you have, just jump in and throw them at us and we'll insert them as we go here. So with that, Mike Freibrun from Logitech, I'm going to kick this over. Why don't you introduce yourself a little bit and we can jump into the content.
All right, thank you. I mean, the name Mike Freibrun, been told that a few times. I am the national account manager at Logitech, managing Starin distributors. So there's a team of us in the channel that manage all of our tier 1 distributors, Starin being one of them. Been told to give you a quick overview of a few different things. Now, at previous times, I had a lot of PowerPoint slides. It was death by PowerPoint. So have a lot less slides. It's more talking points. I want you to see a few things, remind you where we are in the business, kind of show you some quick numbers. The meat of it is more about our technology. And I have a couple of videos I've been playing with here that we took from InfoComm. So you can, if you didn't stop by the Logitech booth or the Starin booth, you can see the information about our new products, which is our Rally Bar Huddle and our new product site. So let's step into this thing real quick. As I mentioned, I'll give you some bullet points, right? So Logitech, we've been in this business quite some time, but the important part is with Logitech, the differentiator within the video space kind of shows where we are here, right? We do room systems. We're now have the largest market share, which I will show you within the room systems, as well as we are the market share leader on the tabletop. So we can take you from a one person in space all the way through a video room, and you can read the market shares we have there. All of these are number 1 market shares. For you, what that gives you is, I like to call it one throat to choke. One manufacturer that if you're putting out video products, keyboards, mice, it all can come from Logitech, and you can come to us for support. I mentioned
Mike, the one takeaway I really liked when we're talking about market share here, right, is that Logitech is a very familiar name who has been in the manufacturing space for a long time. So this town hall is open up to a lot of different folks. We have system integrators on the call. There's end users on the call. So certainly for our integration partners, like Logitech is a name that your customers are going to know and be familiar with, which is always a great leading point. So I'm not shocked to see these numbers at all.
No, and the interesting thing is a lot of times when you're doing room systems, you run across the IT people internally when it comes to suddenly putting out 1,000 keyboards and mice, but really IT within corporate America, they're really involved in all the decision making. And the great thing is they've known us for years because of mice and keyboards and webcams, and now they know us and trust us within video. So it kind of covers all those spaces. And we talk about, I was going to mention about global market share. So everybody, Cisco's business has dropped. other companies like ourselves have grown. What we're trying to show you here over the last 4 years, and this ends calendar year 2022, the growth of Logitech, which is the purple line. We all had our peaks and valleys in and out of COVID. We all know why that happened. I don't need to go over that again. But the bottom line is now we have a 32.2 or 32% market share, which is greater, almost equal to Cisco and Poly together. So it shows you that we are the market leader in video. Personal workspace. I'm not sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I mean, one interesting thing about this too, Mike, is being very frank in this conversation. We like to keep it real here at Starin, right? Without diving into the COVID thing, and I thank you for not berating that. When Logitech really started to invest in this space, I think we saw a lot of people, certainly in our industry, from system integrators and consultants and those kinds of places, maybe a little hesitant to adopt Logitech. As Logitech at that point in time was more on the consumer side of the business. There is definitely a difference in the commercial channel and serving the systems integrators in this market through the pro channel. And I think this just goes to show, right, how much investment Logitech has made, what a great job they've done in supporting the products and the solutions, which continue to grow. One thing you forgot to mention that I'm really excited about is the Dock Flex, which I know we'll touch on.
Real quickly.
But yeah, absolutely. But I just wanted to make a point of that. I mean, anybody who was hesitant to adopt Logitech, or maybe has but hasn't fully adopted it, right? There's no. This isn't getting smaller. It's only getting bigger, as is evident by the numbers here.
Yeah, and interestingly enough, is if you see the spikes between 36% and a year and a half ago, that was when we started introducing and getting some traction on our rally bars. So we were doing well because of the engagement we had when we were using different Nooks and other devices. But when we introduced our rally bars, and they were fully integrated with Microsoft and Zoom as well as others, and it's an Android device that works seamlessly, that's where our continued growth goes. And a lot of the growth within this category for us is the Rally Bar family. That's why you'll see we introduced the Huddle.
I'm excited to take a look. Let's keep going.
So market share, this is your personal workspace, webcams, keyboards, mice, headsets, anything that attaches to the personal desktop. We've always been the market leader. I remember years ago at Logitech, we weren't allowed to use the word market leader or number one in the market. It was a hush, hush, don't say that. But now we're kind of like, I guess that old school HR is gone or legal's gone. And we're now allowed to use the terminology market leader, market share leader for best in class. So we are. And it kind of reminds you of, yes, you can work with us. And we cover you from one person, like I said, endpoint to all the way through the large boardroom. So is there any questions? Because I can't see that based on my screens here. Any written questions so far?
Yeah, we do. And
we want to wait to the end.
First of all, no, that's all right. I like inserting them as we go. You're talking about workspace market share. So this actually ties right in. I mean, first thing, I've got all sorts of, multiple pieces of Logitech in the house, and certainly familiar with it. And I know a lot of the other users do too. One of the questions that came in from Sean Boswell was about esports, right? So we've talked about kind of the pro space and how it's evolved from the consumer space. Yes. I've seen some solutions that certainly fall into the category and can serve in the esports space. But can you just talk a little bit about what might be on the roadmap? Specifics as much as you can share, or more broadly.
All right. So working with Starin is a really great distributor. Their focus is video conferencing. There are other distributors, and I'm sure he knows that offers the gaming. So gaming and growth for us, actually, we've grown over $400 million in the last 2 years. So we just did over $1.1 billion last year in gaming. That includes our Logitech G, our Astro headsets, all those different products. We have a couple of new SKUs coming out this fall. So new mice and new keyboards. We have a couple of new gaming devices with pedals and wheels. So we are building this. We know that esports is huge. We're investing in esports. We actually haven't invested in, and I don't top of mind, I don't remember the team, but we have a Logitech esports team that we spend money with. So we work with colleges and high schools and middle schools. We're very involved in it. If you have any other questions, you can always reach out to me. At the end, I'll give you my email, but we're very involved in esports. That's one of our top tiers. B2B, education, esports gaming is huge for us. So hopefully that can answer that question.
Definitely. You guys are keeping your foot on the gas, and we love to hear that. We love to hear that. Yeah. Well, let's keep moving.
Okay, so hybrid opportunity. This is a little more involved, but if you look across all potential workspaces, office, home, on the go, we can see there's over 2 billion PCs and monitors in the installed base. And believe it or not, we attach to all of them. Like about 500,000 people, about half of those people don't even have a mouse. So 500 million or 1 billion people don't even have a mouse yet. On top of that, about 3/4 don't even have a keyboard. And 90% don't yet even own a webcam. So it's kind of crazy, right? But hybrid's here to stay. Employers and employees both agree. 9 out of 10 people say they prefer to work in a hybrid or fully remote working model. Over 74% of hybrid capable organizations are setting up for that. I'm sure many of you on this call today yet have the right setup. You're not alone. 54% of employees say they don't have the right setup yet. They're still working on it. We believe this is a huge opportunity for Logitech as people mass migrate to hybrid. The only question is when. Of the 1 billion, so of the 1 billion knowledge workers in the world, all spent time in lockdown where they were started to appreciate the value of the right kind of workspace. These people will continue to be the catalyst for building out their personal workspace. In the US, still only about 50% of the people have a mouse. Usually it's the first peripheral they purchase, right?
That's crazy to me. I've got three. I've got three in front of me.
I go through airports. I'm starting to travel and I sit there watching people in all the American Airlines clubs. They're all sitting there, and they're using their hands, and I whip out a mouse and they all look at me and I'm like, yeah, you should carry one of these. And so it's just insanity, right? So the bottom line is there's plenty of room to penetrate the market in all of these three categories. And the knowledge workers know that. The installed base is good. Whether a person has an older PC or upgrading, they need a mouse, a keyboard, probably a webcam or a headset. So big opportunities to penetrate.
All the peripherals are important. And I'll tell you what, I see some names on the call right now. I know that we have some hybrid workers on the call. I'm probably the most prime example here in the AVRV that I like to spend my time in, and I'll be in the office next week. So, this certainly isn't going anywhere. And Logitech is a great place to cover all those bases, right? From the meeting rooms and the offices to the personal space.
And that's what this slide says. So you basically read the slide for me. Solutions.
I didn't mean to steal your thunder.
Room. That's okay. I mean, I'd rather have time to talk to people about different things, but the concept for us is equitable. They love using the term equitable, but I call it enjoyable workspaces. Personally, I've been with the company over 12 years, and I've got my multi-screens down here. I got a computer. I've got the keyboard, a mouse, webcam, headset, speakerphones, a Yeti microphone. But if I leave my desktop, I go upstairs and I take my keyboard and my mouse, go upstairs with my laptop, and I use the same peripherals. I don't know if people know this, but all the peripherals we make, which is a mouse and a keyboard, if you have one of our Logitech USB mini receivers, you can download some of our software and you can connect 5 devices. Now, people at retail don't know that. We'd rather them just throw it away when it doesn't work and buy a new one. But IT professionals know you can connect 5 devices to one micro USB. I'm going to keep moving from here. So let's talk about meeting rooms, right? That's what we hear about. This is interesting. So making things more equitable and productive. You'll see on here, you have right side, gives you a good group view. There's a speaker view version. So when you're using any one of our Rally Bar products, all right, which have all of the intelligence built in, and that's the Rally Bar Mini, and the new Huddle, there are different views that you can use. You have the right side grid view. So actually, when the camera's focusing, it can move people, or it'll see people, it'll frame them in. That is done on a software when you're launching or prior to setting it up. You can set these things up. Your launch experience with the bottom one where it shows site, that is the product we'll talk about in a minute, but Logitech site kind of brings engagement, makes it better for engagement with somebody in a meeting room. So all these different things, but the most important part is the messiness of video conferencing. We've kind of cleaned that up, and organizations are very excited about how we look at a workspace. And believe it or not, 70% of Fortune 100 businesses are now using Logitech, plus a range of customers from like public sector and technology, education, and hospitality. People that go back to the office, people that work remote from the office, they feel very comfortable using our technology.
Yeah, there's a lot of options here, and we can, if we've used Logitech before, that it's easy to, kind of engage with these different features.
Yeah, and to show you here, this is just a beauty shot of all the different products that we offer that, other than Logidock Flex, which is to the bottom right, this is our room system product line. You got the bars, the Huddle bars, the Rally Bar Mini, the Rally Bar. We still will be offering the Meetup. Just to remind you, the Meetup price is being reduced to a lower price point. We can still bundle the Meetup with one of our roommates. We're actually doing a discount promo through Starin that you can put a room system together with the Meetup for under $2,000. And the reason we kept the Meetup is the Rally Bar Huddle is like $1,600. That's our technology. We're extremely proud of it. That's where it needs to be, but you'll still find a customer that doesn't want to spend all that. Then you can give them in a small room a Meetup, and you can then pair it with one of our roommates. But we want you to see that we cover it in the room. The tap scheduler is outside the room. It's a scheduling device that talks to the tap or talks to the system internally in the room. And I will take you through the other products in a minute, but I wanted you to see in one page what we can offer.
This is a great look at this. And Mike, I'm glad you mentioned the Meetup and the fact that it's still available and we're putting some focus on it. I think one thing that we all certainly have said to our partners, our customers in our time is like, look, you get what you pay for.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
with the Huddle coming in, we don't want to, there's some features that the Huddle has and some functionality that the Meetup still doesn't have. So it doesn't make sense. Yeah, right. And it doesn't make sense to chop that out. So for the folks who still want the quality, the reputation and familiarity of Logitech, but aren't, necessarily looking for all the bells and whistles there, they're still going to have some options. So I'm glad to see that on the roadmap.
And whether it's a Rally Bar, a Mini, or the Huddle, all the technology I just mentioned, all that capabilities is in the Huddle. That's why it's a higher price point. It's embedded with our device, so it's a full system bar. But also it comes down to, you don't want to walk away from a sale if it's an opportunity. I still feel that there'll be some school systems because they have to watch their purse, or companies that just don't have that budget. You have an opportunity to pull something else out of the bag and not walk away. So anyway, real quick overview of what we do on the desktop. And our Logidock, still a great product, selling the mice, the keyboards, the mini keys, products you can travel with. We also offer software in our Logi Tune. So everything there is products that you can sell, want to sell. Hey, you want to buy them and use them. And then Logi Sync. So stopping here for a second, Logitech, so we believe that we have to bring all of these different technology areas together and make it easier for IT when they shop to manage all these different devices. Using our Logitech Sync, Logitech Sync led the pack with management, monitoring, and insight for meeting rooms, which has enabled customers to manage all of their rooms through the growth of the pandemic and now scale to use. January 2022, when we expanded Sync to include all of our B2B products. Now, what we mean is your webcams, your headsets, your Logidock. When you link in a new keyboard or mouse, you can then use that as well. Our goal is to make this process of managing all the spaces easy as possible. And then this past month, we announced a new functionality in Sync called Flexible Spaces. which will enable detailed inventory, reservations, and insight for flexible desks. That goes to the LogiDock Flex that I'm talking about. And we'll keep expanding that and expanding our software capabilities. So any questions about all this?
Yeah, I've been holding on to one. Shout out to Tim Duncan, for showing up. Tim and I go way back. We kind of came up together 15, 20 years ago. So I'm happy to see Tim's name in the chat. Tim had a good question, talking about, he says, with the growth of the meeting room and commercial products for Logitech, he's just curious about what the current options are and what the plan is for, kind of roadmap for technical support. I don't for integrators specifically. And I think I want to kind of phrase this a little bit before we have you answer is really.
Yeah, I might need another phrasing of it. Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, I think it's like what's out there. Logitech does a really great job of providing resources. I think in today's world, there's a lot of marketing that is done directly to end users, and that's a-okay. Every company does that, and nobody's here to fight that. But for the system integrators in particular, it can leave them frustrated trying to find information, and that's where we as a partner really try to insert ourselves by helping those people find the information they need. But I have to say, when it comes to like documentation and resources, early on, it was hard to find. And now that you've kind of got your feet under you as a company in this kind of a channel, that stuff is out there in a huge way. So, I think if we could just speak a little bit about support for the channel, that would be fantastic.
All right. So we'll start at the top level down. So internally at Starin, Brandy Nellis is my product manager. When I get information on warranties and product warranties and software warranties and extended warranties. So understand everything that we ship has warranties. We offer extended warranties. We now offer a white glove service. All of this information is at Starin and can be grabbed through Brandy Nellis. And if you want to type to them, Brandy is BRANDI.MELLIS.
I'd say reach out to your salesperson and they'll hook up.
Well, yeah, I mean, Brandy loves to communicate too. So if you want to go to somebody, you can reach out to your internal person at Starin. Brandy manages all that. I manage all that with her. We also have a dedicated team on the distribution side for education purposes. So if you're a reseller and you want to learn more and do a deeper dive in the technology of any one of our products or all of our products, I would communicate that. I would say communicate that with Brandy because she'll communicate with me. The reason is I will then be able to link you with our systems engineer, specifically who manages Disty. This guy, Pike, he loves to get engaged with the resellers and end users, help you understand what your offerings are, help you sell Logitech to your end users. So we do have a full functioning team. It's available. He has a Calendly schedule where you can just pick a time and set up things. So
I've done that with Pike before.
You guys did, yes.
Yeah, several times.
Okay.
But to speak particularly to Pike has been a great resource. And to your point, like there's a full functioning support mechanism for the channel that, starts with their basic knowledge available to them from self-serve all the way up to working with us and connecting with you to get a little more deep dive. Plus Logi University, right? We don't want to forget about that.
Logitech U.
Yeah,
and I think. And then if you top that, we have a partner program that we've been I have to laugh because I'm here that long, but it's a new partner program. I'm going to call it version 11 because it's 12
in progress.
No, it's supposed to launch in August. Okay, and it's a better, more inclusive program. All I can say is, on its onset, the last few years, it was designed video conferencing only. Well, now, since we're one B2B organization that you deal with through distribution, we're including all of our B2B webcams, mice, and keyboards and headsets, and that'll all be part of this new partner program. So once we start launching it, we'll be reaching out to our Disty partners like you guys here at Starin, which then we'll be reaching out to you in the field. If you're already buying from Starin and on our partner program now, you'll be connected directly. So everything's evolved. Being here for 12 years, I think we're finally in the right place. And I just see the growth. Now, the growth's never going to be like hybrid. That was 2 years of craziness. But I see steady growth within the industry for us, a 7 to 10% growth, which is very healthy. And we have all the details and backup you need. That's all I could say.
Fantastic. There was a question from Jeff about when you're talking about the devices and the USB dongle. There's a question from Jeff about being able to use Bluetooth as well. Which Mike, you correct me if I'm wrong. All of my Logi devices I use with various machines. One of them has the Bluetooth dongle in it, and the other one, or I'm sorry, the USB dongle, and the other ones are all Bluetooth. I still use Logi options with all of the devices, and there's no real nip and functionality or anything like that there. So
no, we don't have a problem with that. I mean, It's still the only thing I would say that there's no place yet for a Bluetooth webcam. I don't think that technology is there. Our Bluetooth is the next generation Bluetooth. It's seamless. If you use a multi-version keyboard like I have here, the MX keys.
Same one I use.
3 devices and one's Bluetooth. So I have number 1 is my system right here. Number 2 is my iPad, and that just jumps over to the iPad Bluetooth. So everything works cohesively. Within the desktop world, with mice and keyboards, we launched a product category last year with a new receiver we call Bolt. And a Bolt receiver is the next generation of synchronized technology. And pretty much it's the very same keyboard, but it's been upgraded to work only with the Bluetooth, not Bluetooth, but with the Bolt receiver. And the Bolt receiver is just faster, cleaner. Like I said, systematically it works better, but it's not backwardly compatible. So that Bolt technology, corporate America came to us where they wanted to be able to put 500 people in a power room and nothing jumps. So they used the Bolt and as well as the Bolt Bluetooth. It's called Bluetooth Low Energy, BLE.
Yeah, BLE. Sure.
So BLE technology that we have, but that's the second level of product mix that we offer on the desktop.
Appreciate that.
Okay.
Let's Infocom, new products.
Yeah.
This is what I got so excited about.
Yeah, videos. Hopefully now. I've been messing this up every time I turn this on. So if I screw up, I'll know in a minute. But let's try to. This is the Starin booth, as you can see here, and a little bit about Logitech. So let's see. And that did. Okay, hold on a second. I need to bring this across. So give me.
Yeah, we were doing some testing, and this seemed to be the best way to do it.
Yeah, it wasn't working well for me. All right, here we go.
Hi, I'm Holly, Product Marketing Lead for Team Workspace Solutions here at Logitech, and we're at Infocom 2023, and I'm excited to tell you about our new solutions for the new logic of hybrid work, Rally Bar Huddle and Logitech Site, shipping very soon. So first, in terms of delivering equitable meeting experiences into smaller rooms, Rally Bar Huddle is a lot of functionality and intelligence packed into the smallest member of our Rally family. So it first has a really easy to set up and deployable design. It comes in 3 form factors of either bring your own device, appliance mode with the computing powers built in, or separately with a PC. And it has an automatic privacy shutter.
I can still hear you, but we lost the video.
Start the meeting or stop the meeting, will automatically turn on and off to ensure seamless privacy. As well, the intelligence built in allows for really great equitable meeting experiences for the remote participants.
We can still hear you.
Here is group view,
your video,
and speaker view, where it is actively framing the speaker view of the meeting, and speaker view, and it also has actively framing you more equitable squares of everyone participating in the meeting. And it also has grid view, which shows you in terms of the 4K camera and the field of view. That's awesome in terms of capturing the
still
footage.
Have one of the other ones.
We really focused on the intelligent experience in building Rally Bar Huddle, so that
I'm going to bring it back to 10
allows
seconds.
for really great equitable meeting experiences for the remote participants. What you're seeing here is group view and speaker view, where it is actively framing the speaker of the meeting. And it also has grid view, which shows you more equitable squares of everyone participating in the meeting room. So in terms of the 4K camera and the field of view, that's awesome in terms of capturing the footage, but we've really focused on the intelligent experience in building Rally Bar Huddle so that we can build even greater, even more intelligent meeting experiences for the remote participant. As well, in terms of audio in smaller rooms, it's able to pick up participants really clearly. It has the same mic array as the rest of our Rally Bar family. It has intelligently powered noise suppression, which allows for better voice pickup. And its speaker set is 2 times louder than our best-selling meetup camera for smaller rooms. Also, what's really awesome about Rally Bar Huddle, and that's new in terms of design, is its magnetic removable covers. So at launch, we have the options of a graphite cover or an off-white covers if you want a lighter setup. And we're partnering with Heckler to provide customizable covers, just like this fun one here, for perhaps children's hospitals or other meeting rooms, or for companies who want to show off their company colors or logo and design. As well as awesome in terms of design is that it comes with this multi-mount, which is inspired by our webcam family and allows in just one mount for Rally Bar Huddle to be mounted on top of a TV, on the wall, or on a table of credenza. So really contributing to that easy to set up, set up in minutes, ease of Rally Bar Huddle. And I'm also really excited to tell you that it is our first video bar made with NextFly plastics with 42% post-consumer recycled plastic materials. And so that's a lot of functionality, intelligence, and great design packed into our newest member of the Rally Bar family. Now, if Huddle is meant to provide meeting experiences that are more equitable into smaller rooms, next I'm really excited to tell you about Logitech Sight, shipping very soon, which adds a front and table perspective into larger rooms together with Rally Bar and Rally Bar Mini. So this intelligent tabletop camera frames participants around the table with its 315-degree field of view. And what's awesome about this is because you're extending it deeper into larger rooms, it provides you audio and video coverage into that longer room. Let's say you're a remote participant at meetings and you're seeing everyone going to the office, but you're only able to see that person who likes to sit at the end of the table in a really small square. Well, with a tabletop perspective, you're extending that view further into the meeting room so that you can see and hear that participant more clearly. Sight is also a really intelligent device where it's able to pick up the range of voice and audio around the table and able to frame participants around the table clearly for the remote participant. And it has an integrated privacy shutter, which allows for video to be turned on and off automatically, as well as voice mute buttons on the side for audio pickup. So Sight is really a great way to add and extend coverage into larger meetings. And in early customer testing and feedback, we've heard overwhelming results. Customers find that the meeting rooms in which they've deployed Sight are the most popular ever. And so we're really excited to announce it and make it available more broadly. So those are 2 of our latest and greatest products on the Team Workspace side, and really excited to show you and show the world.
All right. Let me see.
What are we diving into first? That was a lot of great information. I mean, already I love the attention to detail to include functionality for privacy. I love the attention to detail to include customization of the design and look. That'll certainly be a huge hit for anybody that works with interior design folks who always want to make this stuff look and fit a little bit better. So looks like you got us up on the site. Let's take a look, Mike.
All right, so this is one last video more about Sight, and let me see if I can't mess this one up. So hold on.
It's all right. We got a couple questions poured in already too, so a good conversation here.
You're seeing this okay?
Yep.
Okay. All right.
Let's talk about it.
get out of that one here if I can. Give me a second. Close that. And all I have left would be, if you see that, would be the last page. This is only one, well, I showed 2 pages, but these are just some of the things they mentioned about the Rally Bar Huddle. We don't need to go over this. We can get you as much information as possible, but it gives you a little bit more about, I think the mounting is just exceptional. I mean, we used to sell our other products. You had to buy a mount, and then it was just a single mount. This multi-mount is fantastic that it comes with the product. You don't have to worry about, oh man, did I get a mount? Little things like that. The cable management. The shutter actually stays closed until you turn on the meeting, and then the shutter opens up. So
Awesome.
There's a built-in shutter. And we're going to end it here. I am going to stop sharing so I can actually see everybody. Now I'm done with that. And hopefully you guys enjoyed that, but let's talk about stuff.
So we do have a couple questions pouring in. I wanted to chat. So I know in some of the experiences I've had and have had the opportunity to learn about, so the Logitech site is intended specifically to work with the Rally Bar and the Rally Bar Mini, correct?
It could work with the Huddle, but
Okay.
Huddle's a small room, right? But
Yep.
It's designed, it's an addition. So interestingly enough, I kind of understood it until yesterday when we did a whole Logitech, let's look at the Huddle or the Rally Bar site together. So we had a meeting room set out in California with 5 people at a table, and then everybody was online here, and we were looking through the Rally Bar Mini. Actually, it was a smaller, decent size, and I've learned, like, if I even do meetings and I go to distributors and customers and they have a bar in front, what you do is, I'm talking to you right now. Let's say we're live, you and I would then turn and talk to the bar, right. From a distance. What's nice was people were just sitting there opposite each other, having a conversation. And as they were talking, you'd have 4 frames would show, 2 people in one, and 4. If I start talking, it shoots down just to me. If you start talking, it'll split you and I together talking, and we're still talking face to face.
Right.
It's almost
and
like
looking at each other, right?
At each other, not looking away at the bar. Now you can actually, we all at the meeting room can have a conversation looking at each other like a normal, not talking to each other because we're talking to a bar in the room. It kind of engages the person on the far end within the real conversation. And it really brings you closer to the engagement. And which is awesome is, this gives the resellers, this gives the end users another product to buy. So if you sold Rally Bars and you sold Rally Bar Minis already, guess what? You go back and you sell this. And guess what? You sell the extended warranties. You ask them, by the way, last time I was here and you bought the Rally Bar, you bought the 2-year warranty. You want Logitech's extended warranty now. We offer Logitech Select, which if you put something in a room, it's for one room. Anything in that room gets covered. So there's reasons to re-engage.
Yeah, that's awesome. I know. So one of the questions we got from Todd here is whether or not the Logitech site needs any special software.
Comes with Logitech built-in software. All it is an extension off of your Rally Bar that's existing, or Rally Bar Mini. Again, what I love about Logitech is plug and play. It's literally plug and play. And what happens is, if for some reason the 4 or 5 of us are talking at the table and the site's there, and somebody else comes in and they're kind of off in the corner, but the site can't catch them, or they won't put more than 4 frames, it'll automatically instantly stop and go right back to the Rally Bar. And the Rally Bar will pick the room up. And then when that stops, it'll go right back instantly it's a hair of a second, right back to the site. So it talks to each other constantly.
So those things work together.
Yes. Cohesively.
Yeah. Yep. And no, I know, Mike, I think what this really speaks to, right, is a lot of the requests that we've seen on our side have been, that we're getting from systems integrators, that they're getting from end users, have been for more of a produced kind of meeting, which this answers. This does one thing in answering that, in the sense that people that necessarily aren't part of the conversation, it's not just dead space and a square over here, right? Then it'll take them out of that part of the conversation and they can still participate, right? So that switching that you're talking about, I'm really excited to hear about that. And so you used one the other day and you said the functionality was pretty.
It was pretty good. And what's unique was purposely they were doing like was it Robert was talking on one part of the table, and then I forgot who was on the other side of the table. He started like writing something down or like clicking his pen. The site, whether you're using our microphones, it has its own microphone as well, uses that boom forming microphone. It suppressed the noise that the other person was saying and like whispering and clicking his pen and just focused, let's say, on you talking. So it really is an excellent product. I mean, I wasn't sure until I physically saw, because I wasn't at Infocom. I had to be somewhere else, so I didn't have the chance to play with it or see it. So it is pretty amazing.
I did get a chance to see it at Infocom, and I was very impressed as well. One of the other things this addresses, I mean, equity is something we've been talking about, continue to talk about, and put emphasis on. Right now, I just touched on a little bit how this the Logitech site can help kind of use the software that's built in and the computer that's built in to help produce meetings a little bit better and provide a little bit more of a production value to the meetings, right? But one thing we haven't really talked about, and that I think site really helps address, is that you've touched on, is it allows us to take the meeting in the room back to normal. We don't. I mean, you're cognizant and you're conversing and discussing things with your people on the far end, and they're part of the meeting, but you don't necessarily have to think about the obstacles that are faced because it removes them about, I need to look this way because I'm talking to that person or something like that. And so that's really helpful. I'm really excited about that as well. Can you just, the microphone pickup, when you have the site plugged in, one of the questions we got here that I want to look at a little bit is, with the site plugged in, there's a beamforming mic array in there as well. Do those two microphones in the bar and the site work together? Is it one or the other? Do you select?
It will pick up and extend it. So you might have two rally bar mics on the table. And as you move the site further away, because you want to pick up the group, let's say in the back, and there's a smaller group, it will be an extension of the mic pucks. So it does have its own microphone system built in with all the beamforming. It has its noise suppression. It takes video and audio and basically brings it to close. It's almost like you go to the movies, you get closer into the movie, and it's kind of like, it's not 3D, but it's like you get those, feel like it's surround kind of a thing. So you're really involved in it, not like we're sitting here, but it just brings the whole meeting back to normal. Like you said, you're closer to it, more involved, so which is really great.
I love that.
No, it's true. I mean, we got home for 2 years, man, looking at screens,
right.
It's just like, give me, please, I'm done with it.
We got a question that made me giggle from Chris, and I'm hesitant to even ask, but he asked if the site hoots at you, which is, I think, a jab at
that's the owl?
Another product out there.
Yeah, so the owl, we actually, because this is really dumb, excuse my marketing, I love it. When we started working and telling people about site, somebody put together a spec sheet that had our product with the owl. It's two different things. All right. Site, you have to use our Rally Bar products as the processor. Right. And then site is an addition. Owl is a little product that sits on a table, looks like an owl, but that's the product with, a lot less technology. It's almost like our old Conference Cam Connect that we had several years ago, that I don't know if you guys even remember that. It looked like
I definitely do. Yeah.
It looked like a boom, UV boom, but in a tin can, and it sat there. It was great for its time, portability and all that, but it was limited. That's what the owl is.
Right.
But this is a different product. Yeah, no, I get it. I never heard of the owl until someone showed me. I'm like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, I like that Chris took a jab at it. I've had some experiences with that product as well, and I think to your point, where really want to drive home is like, this is more of rounding out the solution with with a rally bar as opposed to replacing it with another option. Right? This is to really kind of tie it together.
Yeah, and that's not the option you want in a conference room. An owl sitting on a table. No.
Hey, I couldn't agree more. I won't dive further into it. But another question we had is for the site. I mean, for a larger space, let's say you're using the full size rally bar. Is it one site per rally bar? Are you able to tie a couple together, or what does that look like?
I don't know. That's a good question. I will take a note to see if they're daisy chained. I don't know if you can do that yet. I'm
It's
gonna
all
ask.
right. We
If
can
I
get some
find out,
follow up
I'll
with
send it
that.
to you guys. Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't
we'll
know that.
follow it up here. I'll
Uh,
make a note to follow up with that
uh,
person. How does the site connect to the Rally Bar? Do you know that one? I mean, is it a
I think it's a
USB connection?
USB-C.
I believe that's what it is. I think
Yeah,
it's
it's a
USB.
USB-C connection.
Okay.
If you give me a minute, I can probably find that thing and
I believe
uh,
it's a USB-C for the video I saw, and that
yeah.
powers it as well. So it comes
Mhm.
from, yeah, that's really the only one cable.
We try to keep it
Thing.
simple, right?
Yep. When
It's
oh, we got some feedback here. Daisy chaining is coming down the line. So to expand, shout out to Brandy for digging that up for us in the
okay, good.
background. Yep, we
Thank you,
got the
Randy.
production going and the team looking at it.
There you go.
I don't want to shift gears. Certainly for the folks out there, if you have questions about anything Logitech related, just throw them in here. It does not have to be what we're talking about, but I do want to just shift products a little bit. Um, can we talk just a sec about the Logitech Dock Flex?
Oh yeah, sure. Uh,
I'm personally excited about this product, and maybe it's silly that I'm so excited about it, but I'm gonna pull up a screen share and
okay, you're gonna show it.
just on the web page here and show the folks
Right.
a little bit about the Dock Flex. But can you just talk to us a little bit about it and how it differs from
The dock.
the regular dock? Yeah.
The, the dock is designed for one person endpoint like myself at a desk at the price point of $499. It's an expensive upgraded docking station. Yes, it does all the docking features of Logi Dock, but you also can integrate Microsoft. It works with your calendar. It does everything. But what we do with the Flex pretty much is we're looking at hot desking, right?
Right.
So hot desking is a key thing that corporate America is looking at. You know, people have a building with 40 desks and only 10 people come in now a day. They might have to pick a desk before they get in or go to the office and pick desk 1A, 16A, or whatever. If you had a Logidock Flex sitting on that desktop, not only do you have the docking station sitting there that you can dock into using the screen, when you get that connected, you have actually software for your cell phone that you would work with your IT people that even before you get to the office, you can download our software, use it on your cell phone, and be able to pick your desk before you even get to the office. People are people, right? And me, I'm one of those. I don't care where I sit, you know, except when on a plane. I like an aisle seat. Okay.
I'm a window guy, but I get
All
it.
right. So,
We
right.
have
So,
our
but other than
preferences.
that, I couldn't care less where I sit. But I know people from my other distributors that they want the desk they want every time they're in there. So if you like desk 27B in aisle 7, whatever it may be, you can now on your cell phone connect through IT there and lock up your desk. Then when you get
Right.
there, you plug in your computer. It connects to your computer seamlessly. It does all the different things that the dock has, but with that screen, you can actually have meeting notes that come up there. You can then coordinate meetings in the room, in the office. You can even as much as update and send your pictures to the screen, and you could personalize it. And
It's
then
on
when you
this one right
disconnect,
here.
everything goes away. You can have a thing that shoots up and goes, I'm out with lunch, be back at 11. So it's a unique product. It really comes down to, you know, if you have an office with 1,000 desks, that's not going to happen at this price, but nobody's using all the desks. So we feel that there's an opportunity from all the desks that are out there, a percentage of those are being used for hot desking. And it gives the individual who's coming now from home an opportunity to personalize it while they're there. And also
Yep.
it integrates seamlessly with Microsoft, seamlessly with Zoom. It's pretty much an extension of your life now at the desk. And when you unplug, next person in. So
It's my favorite part about it. And I'm glad you touched briefly on the software. And I just want to let the folks know, right? The software is I don't want to call it the sauce, right? It is sort of the sauce.
it
The
is.
the Dock Flex and the hardware is really great. But one of my favorite things about the software, Mike, is you talked about being able to pick your desk. It
Mhm.
also goes so far as to like you can be organized in groups. And if there's people you frequently work with within the groups, right?
Right.
You can see when they're scheduled to be in, where they're sitting. If
Right.
you're
It's an
going
excellent.
in, Yeah, right. You can go in on a Tuesday, a random day. Maybe it's not your assigned day, but you got something you want to work on. You can see who's there, and
Right.
you want to sit by them, and it'll find the nearest desk to those people, so you can be collaborative with that. So it's
Right.
just getting started, and I'm really excited about the software arm of this as well. There was a question that came in about the dock, asking if we could control third-party devices with those via like RS-232 or relays, IR, and that
Don't
sort
know
of
about
stuff.
that yet. I like the
I,
question about drapes and lights. You might want to use that in the bedroom. I mean,
my
what's
dock,
that for?
I'll get rid of
Play
Alexa and
some
put my
sexy
dock
music,
there.
at the dock. Okay,
Put the
that's a
lights
great
going.
question.
There
Yeah.
you go.
Okay.
I
Blue light.
really, I don't know about third party control yet. I didn't, in all the stuff
Don't
that
know
I've
yet.
seen, I haven't seen any functionality for that, but I think that's certainly something that I know I'll bring up next time. That's a great
Yeah.
question.
It is
But the
launching.
software for me.
It's launching now, but I won't see. I don't believe we'll really have any inventory until probably September. I'll be
Okay,
confident with September rather than tell you August.
good to
Because when we
know. I
say
really
it's
appreciate
shipping, we
that.
usually ship a few pieces. I'm feeling a little bit better about more inventory hitting the channel in September.
If you haven't figured it out, folks, we like I said before, we like to keep it real, and I appreciate the clarity and there with that statement, Mike. I want to put it out there for the folks. If anybody has kind of any last questions that we didn't get to, I know we got some notes on one of the questions to follow up with. Now is the
Yeah.
time to throw them out there. We are going to do a drawing here. We've got a $50 Amazon gift card on the line, so we'll click the button, let the thing do its thing. And congratulations, Chris Webb, who I think Chris was the one who took a stab at some competitors there. So that's kind of funny that he ended up with that. But Chris, we've got your email. We'll follow up with you after the fact. And thanks for sticking with us. Mike, anything? Where can the people find you? How
All
get a
right.
hold of
So
us,
if
and
you
we'll
want,
remind them. But give us a wrap up there.
I can put my email. I'm going to put my email in chat. So this is my email. M Freibrun at Logitech.com. Okay.
I
So
think I
that's
don't know. Yeah, there we go. M Freibrun at Logitech.com.
Logitech.com. I mean, I'm outside of Philadelphia. I'm in Bucks County, PA, so about a half hour north of Philly on the East Coast. I'm available. If you guys got any questions and stuff, email me. I'm very anal when it comes to emails. I don't like having thousands of emails. So
Inbox zero guy.
inbox is down to like 10.
I love it. I love
I
it.
answer things, even if I can't get you an answer. I'll say I don't have it. I'll get it to you, and then we'll follow up. And then if it's something that I can have Brandy work with me internally, so we will try to give you the information you need. Again, if you have any interest in working with Pike, who is our SE, you can come to me and or Brandy, and we can try to connect you with Pike so you can figure out what he can do to help you. We're here to help you. There's great opportunities for all of us. I've seen Logitech morph and change now, and I'm on the B2B side. There's still a huge consumer business. I mean, we're over 5 billion a year now. So we're a large company worldwide. Yeah. We make great stuff. That's what, like people say, if you tell somebody you work for Logitech, they're like, oh yeah, a mouse person or a music person. They don't go, oh, you're in video, but
yeah,
mouse, keyboard, webcam. Yeah. But
can't argue with it.
People in the business know we're in the business now. So
no question.
It's from a couple of years ago, and I appreciate everybody spending the hour with us. And if you need something, there's my email, and I thank you all.
M Freibrun at Logitech.com. Mike, thanks so much for being with us. I'll just wrap it up by saying, I'm Joe Dunbar with Starin. If we can assist you any further with Logitech and any of the solutions you've seen here today, questions, comments, inventory, whatever it might be, reach out to your sales rep. We'll hook you up with Brandy on our team, who does a great job managing. As Mike said, we can get Mike involved. We can get Pike involved. Any of the resources you might need, we'll be happy to help you out with. So for more info, reach out to your sales rep or check us out at starin.biz. And thanks again, everyone, for joining us. And we'll look forward to having you at the next one.